Well, hello, folks. It's day 6. Day 6 was a brutal one. As I mentioned yesterday, I came down with a sinus infection. This morning, I wasn't feeling too bad, and then as soon as I got to the airport, sat down at the gate and waited. That's when I could not breathe. Got back to town here in Utah. There was basically no air going in and out of my nose, thanks to the Walmart knockoff version of Afrin. Well, now I'm wondering what exactly is in there and what are potential risks or side effects with that. Anytime something magically works, it just kind of makes me curious as to what potential drawbacks there are. But I can breathe through my nose, which is a freaking miracle when you've been focusing on trying to train yourself to nose breathe all the time. It's quite interesting to not have that. I used a neti pot at my mom's house. It suctions up into your nose. It was like when you go snorkeling for the first time. You have no idea how to breathe when it's just use your mouth, not your nose. That's been a struggle because anytime I breathe out of my mouth, I'm more aware of it now, and I'm almost scolding myself in the back of my mind for every breath that's taken in through the mouth. Let's see. I just jumped in the sauna to try to burn out whatever is in there, whatever virus or bacteria is in there. Obviously, that's probably not gonna do it. It's also good to sauna before bed. Your body responds to the extreme heat by bringing the core body temperature down so you can sleep, help get you into sleep. Doing anything I can here to speed through this. Sad to say though, I was unable's a bit extreme. That's the topic I wanted to talk about. So failure and when to be okay with it and when to know if too much is too much for you, because it's a person by person basis for almost any situation. Like today, could I have gone on a walk when it was like a wind chill of single digits and potential snow coming in and I can't breathe out of my freaking nose? Yeah, I mean, physically I could have pushed myself through that, but sometimes you have to ask yourself what you're really doing something for. And what I'm not doing 75 hard for is to physically push myself beyond any capability I thought was possible, like doing a 100-mile race or something. If I was in something like that, I would probably have to push through. This one was a little bit different because I see the path forward of if I do push myself, because I've done this many a time, and not with walking outside in 10-degree weather Fahrenheit for any Celsius watchers. So just like with the gym, I've done that before, and I know what that does to your path to recovery from being sick, and it just makes it longer and it makes it worse. I want to get things done. I want to continue to move on with detoxing myself off of stimulants and working on the things I want to work on this month. So I know that's going to be hindered the longer that I'm sick, including getting back in the gym because it's been very shaky since going off of stimulants, then traveling back here and getting sick. It's just been quite a week. So it sucks. I hate more than anything to admit failure. It gets hairy because you can easily use this as an excuse to quit almost anything that you commit yourself to that is a worthy pursuit. You can say, oh, well, I could go do this workout early in the morning, but it'll give me more recovery, and recovery is good for me if I sleep in. It's like, no, that's not the same. You committed to something. If it was to get up and do that workout in the morning, which is actually something that's on my list, and go do the effing workout, man. When your body is literally breaking down in front of you. I mean, I coughed up and sneezed up blood several times today, and I have a great friend of mine who I'm doing this 75 hard with, and I know the disappointment that is gonna come across his face when he reads the message when I send to the group that I was not able to accomplish the workouts today. But I'm still doing this video. I still meditated this morning before I left. I still read. Wait, I didn't read. Shoot. Well, I have some great books on Stoicism, Meditations of Marcus Aurelius by my bedside, so I will get the reading done as I drift off into sleep. Point is, I'm not giving up. I'm not throwing in the towel. I'm not going out and getting a bunch of ice cream, which I have done. When one thing fails, you say, F it, everything failed. I'm just gonna start over, not gonna worry about anything. That's one area that I think I've improved. God, it sucks when you fail at something, and especially when it's something you've told people you're gonna do. But that's why we tell people, is for the accountability. And the accountability is, I think, been the most important aspect of 75 Hard with my friends. It's so easy to be something that you just say to yourself, or even yourself and your loved one, or loved one's family, close group of friends. When you go around pretty much everyone you run into, you end up having to talk about it if you meet them on a social occasion because, I can't really just eat whatever I want and I can't drink, etc. Oh, excuse me, while I go do a 45-minute walk outside. More people know, and it becomes that much more disappointing to admit failure. The most successful, whatever, the highest accomplishing humans that have ever lived are experts at failing. They just know how to learn from the failure. It's not to say that failing should be the goal, but if you're not failing at anything, are you really pushing yourself? I said in this group with my friends, 75 hard isn't too difficult, and my circumstances make it that way. Given that I'm already a very active person and I live in Utah with the beautiful outdoors, that even if it sucks with the weather, not being sick, of course, it's still beautiful to get out there. So I have a bunch of advantages working in my favor here. Quite frankly, it is 75 hard for a reason. I knew the outdoor workouts were going to be the biggest challenge for me here because it's cold here in Utah. It's not even the coldest place in the country, man. I mean, not even Alaska, but in just the other northern states, it gets 10 degrees on a daily basis and it doesn't go above that. I'm over here complaining about it dropping to the 10s by the time I get home at sunset. So we have to be able to, and I think this goes back to one of our tasks, why we're here, our purpose of being here in this life, to find that line and to navigate that line. Where am I pushing myself too hard, and where am I using pushing myself too hard as an excuse to stop and quit? It's a tricky one. I still don't have it figured out completely for myself. I think it's an ongoing process. That's something where you just have to be honest with yourself, and is it really something that's going to cause you more detriment and derail you from your main goal if you continue to commit to something that is potentially deleterious, that is potentially harmful to you? Or is it better for you to just not do it and accept the failure and try to learn from it, see how you can prepare better next time, and just show up tomorrow and give it your damn best? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show up tomorrow. I'm gonna hope that I'm a little bit better. Even if I'm not, at least I'm home now and I'm not traveling. I could throw every excuse out there. At the end of the day, I failed. But if I was home, I think I would have easily been able to get 2 walks in. And I say that having been not sick some days on this 75 hard and having nothing on my to-do list, but for pure lack of motivation and just no desire to do anything. It's 5-6 o'clock and I haven't done a single workout, and I've got to go do 2 workouts and not do them back to back. So the rules. Anyway, I hope anyone watching this is currently navigating, trying to understand that fine line between excuse and true reason to protect your end goal, protect yourself, continue to show up and do your best every day. If pulling the plug on something is gonna make things better, just make sure you've really thought that through. I can't tell you how many hours I spent trying to figure out whether or not I was gonna go forward with pulling the plug on the outdoor walk. At the end of the day, I just took a few breaths through my crappy nose and throat and decided, no, I want to feel better as soon as possible. Just got to get back on the horse. Whatever you're doing, wherever you are, don't give up. And that doesn't mean you can't have hiccups. Just got to keep going, pick yourself back up, keep working at it, because that's what we're all here to do. That's it. Hope you all have a good night, day, morning, afternoon, wherever you are listening to this. I'll see you next time. Day 7. Let's go.